ये बताओ तुम्हें कैमरा कहाँ पे? ये जाओ 3 डॉट।
तो टाइटल है
शूट किया था बस हो गया।
तो नहीं से आपके सेटिंग है।
ऐसा तो नहीं कहीं उनने एक्सेस भी रखा है कुछ?
चलो चेंज तो कर दिया पर सेटिंग नहीं आ रही।
बिना सेटिंग के कैसे चेंज हो गया? कुछ जादू कर रहे
कंट्रोल एक प्रेजेंटेशन में हो सेंड डायरेक्शन में हो
गूगल यूट्यूब।
यार अभी फैक्ट बता रहा है।
अप्लाई विजुअल इफेक्ट।
और पीछे का
बैकग्राउंड सेंसर हमें करना है कैसे?
ये देखना है ना ये किस पे है।
पीछे कैमरा वो चेक होता है ना?
ये हम क्या कर रहा है आया नहीं है ये। कैमरा से
तो होगा भाई जो हमें लगा नहीं है। सर
Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to all of you. It is indeed a privilege to stand before you today as we come together to celebrate this global event, International Ozone Day 2023, dedicated to environmental stewardship and the protection of our precious ozone layer. So, on behalf of CESD, I take privilege to bid a very warm welcome to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, our Speaker of Excellence, the Director CESD, and all the delegates, faculty members, research scholars, and students who took out their valuable time and in spite of being such a bad weather and joined us today to be part of this event. We are honored to have you all. Now, before the commencement of the event, I would like to call upon the stage Dr. Fazlur Rahman sir from Sumer to begin with a soul-stirring recitation from the Holy Quran.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Inshallah, I'll be reciting an ayat which is relevant to Ozone Day celebrations. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala says in the Quran, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا والسماء محفوظا وهم عن آياتها مؤردون. Here Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala has used the word mahfuza, which from English point of view is both subjective and objective. That is, sky is also a protector, and it again is protected by something else. So when we see sky, it is protecting the harmful radiation coming to the earth, and at the same time, the sky is also getting protected. That is why the word mahfuza is both objective and subjective. Now the last part, this ozone layer and the processes related with it was discovered somewhere in the 20th century. The research is still going on, and until the day of Qiyamah, we will be finding out more and more things. 1400 years back, when these verses were revealed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that sky is like a ceiling. It is protecting you from the harmful things. We know that the harmful UV radiations are protected by the ozone layer, and because of that, if the layer would not have been there, people would have been suffering from cancer. One last thing, what is this going to happen? Allah Ta'ala says, سَنُورِهِمْ آيَاتِ فِي الْآفَاقِ وَفِي أَنفُسِهِمْ حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَهُمْ أَنَّهُ الْحَقُّ أَوْلَمْ يَكْفِ بِرَبِّكَ أَنَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ شَهِيدٌ. That Allah says that we are going to show you our signs, hamari nishaniya. We are going to show you inside your own self and in the universe. What for? So that you people can ponder, you can reflect that these things are not arranged in a haphazard manner. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is managing these things. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you so much, sir, for guiding us through this sacred recitation. Now, moving ahead towards the program, I am honored to call upon the stage the Director, CESD, and Organizing Secretary of this event, Professor M.Z. Abdin, sir. His tireless efforts and commitment to CESD have been instrumental in making this gathering possible. Please join me in welcoming sir for his welcome address as we eagerly await his words of inspiration.
Actually, time is too short because our Vice Chancellor has to go in some important meeting. So I will cut short my welcome address. Actually, we already know that this day is being celebrated worldwide to emphasize the importance of ozone layer in protecting us from harmful radiation, especially UV radiations. And we also know that the impact, because all our colleagues and students here, they are from science. So we all know that this ozone is quite important for sustaining the life on this earth. So actually, I'm not going to deal with the subject because we have subject expert here, Dr. Shakil Ahmed Saab. He is a very eminent scientist, in the field of research on this area. And he's from Indian Agricultural Research Institute, Division of Environmental Sciences. So let us welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor. Actually, he is basically the guiding force behind us to organize all these events, activities. Basically, the credit goes to him that he has upgraded environmental quality cell to Center for Environment and Sustainable Development. So all credit goes to him, and under his leadership, definitely CSD is going to do a lot of activities, which we reveal afterwards in some other events. So, sir, we welcome you to this. Then Dr. Shakil Ahmad Saab, I have already told you that he is an eminent scientist. Actually, he is supporting us in our various programs, and definitely we would like to associate him in our center to develop certain academic and research programs. And sir, if you permit, I would like to invite you for adjunct professorship in the center. Then, not but least, our colleagues and students actually who basically is going to make this event successful. So with these words, we on behalf of our CSD team, we welcome you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Your passion for environment sustainability is truly commendable, and we are grateful for your leadership. Furthermore, I would like to take a moment to felicitate our guest. I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, and Director CESD to please welcome our Speaker of Excellence, Professor Shakil Ahmed Khan, the Principal Scientist, Division of Environmental Sciences, ICR IARI, with a planter, whose unwavering commitment to the environmental causes and invaluable contributions in the field of environmental sciences serve as an inspiration to all of us. Now I request Director CESD to please present the planter to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir. We express our deepest gratitude to the visionary leader of our institution, the driving force behind our academic excellence. Now I request Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to please present the planter to Professor MZ Abdin, sir, Director CESD, as a token of appreciation for his unwavering commitment to the environmental causes. There are slight changes in the program as Vice Chancellor sir has another meeting to attend. So now the stage is about to be graced by a true luminary of our institution, a leader whose vision and dedication have chartered a course for excellence. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to our esteemed Vice Chancellor for his presidential remarks as we eagerly anticipate the wisdom and inspiration he is about to share.
Thank you. Dr. MZ Abdin, sir, the Director of Central Environmental Science and Sustainable Development, Professor Shakil Ahmed Khan, the Principal Scientist of AC, Indian Council for Agricultural Research. Dear colleagues and students, I am deeply honored to stand before you today as we gather to commemorate the International Ozone Day in the year 2023. This day holds eminent significance as it reminds us of the pivotal role played by the ozone layer in preserving life on our planet and collectively responsibility we bear in safeguarding this fragile shield that protects us from the harmful effect of ultraviolet radiation. The theme of this year of International Ozone Day, the Montreal Protocol, hailing the ozone layer and combating climate change, underscore its broader significance. It is not only pay homage to the Montreal Protocol remarkable success in hailing the ozone layer, but also draw our attention to the critical link between ozone preservation and climate change mitigation. This theme reminds us for our effort to protect the ozone layer are not isolated achievement, but also instantly tied to our commitment to combat the climate change. By acknowledging the far-reaching implication of our actions, we are reminded of the urgent need for collective global action to to preserve the delicate balance of our planet atmosphere and safeguard the well-being of all the living creatures exist on our planet Earth. As we reflect on the significance of this day, we must also remember the history that led us up to this point. The Montreal Protocol signed in 1987 stand a testament to the international cooperation in addressing the global environmental challenge. It is exemplify what humanity can achieve when we unite in our face of a shared threat. Through the collective effort of the nations, we have successfully phased out the production and use of ozone depleting substance, leading to gradual healing of the ozone layer. However, our work is far from complete. While we celebrate our achievement, we also acknowledge the challenges that lie ahead. Climate change was an ever-increasing threat, and action we take today will determine the quality of life for the future generation. The choice we'll make regarding the energy consumption, industrial process, and transportation will either extrapolate or mitigate the effect of climate change. This brings me on the point that we must consider for the profound connection between the ozone depletion and climate change. The substance that deplete the ozone layer, such as CFC, that is chlorofluorocarbons and hydrochlorofluorocarbons, and also a potent greenhouse gas. By phasing out these substances, we not only protect the ozone layer but also contribute to reducing global warming. In our role as a educator, researcher, or a policy maker, we bear a significant responsibility. Our universities and institutions must continue to have at the forefront of scientific research, innovation, and knowledge dissemination. We must lead by examples, promoting sustainable practice, reduce our carbon footprint, developing eco-friendly technologies that can propel us towards a greener future. Today, we gather to mark International Ozone Day. Let us rekindle our determination to stewards of the environment. Let us commit to raising awareness among our students and the broader community about the critical importance of ozone preservation and climate action. Encourage and they seek innovative solutions to the environmental challenges. I'd like to express my gratitude to all the individuals and organizations that have worked tirelessly to protect the ozone layer and combat climate change. Together, we have power to make a difference and shape a future where clean air and healthy planet are accessible to all. Let us this International Ozone Day serve as a call to action and our weekly meeting, and we have convocation on 21st, so that's why we have a lot of work has to complete within 3 days, and tomorrow we are holding academic council meeting also. So for these reasons, please don't mind the presidential address, always the chief guest, after the chief guest, but this area is very close to my heart. I always say that nobody is thinking today we are in the end of September or mid of September, and morning you have a heavy rain. And this is also, one of the sign of a climate change. And climate change is a major, outburst if compared to terror. People die less in terror, but die more in the climate change. This is the major challenge to the world. We have to think, and the information dissemination to our youth is very important. So that's why I thanks to Professor Abdin for organizing. So, but from next time we should arrange in a university level so that all the engineering people also come, because engineering will increase more carbon footprint. We have to plan it how we have to reduce carbon is the major challenge for economy. So these are the problem, man-created problem. We have not die 10, 20, 50, but because of these 1,000 and 1,000 people die, and especially in Delhi, 5 year to 10-year life is reduced because we are not respecting the environment, especially a metro city like. So in these words, congratulations to you for.
On WW Fund, a worldwide fund for the nature that was established in 1961. So these two are the organization that was not the government organizations. Means that was not the combination of the government organization. Here the social societies and NGOs, international NGOs was a part of that. And after that, you know the term sustainable development. Sustainable development come into the picture from the word conservation on environment and development. One committee was established in 1987 that is popularly known as Brundtland Commission. Actually, that time, the Norwegian president was the president of that environment and development. So it was also known as Brundtland Commission. And that time, first time, the term sustainable development was used for the management of the environment. So you can understand the sustainable development has 3 pillars. I will come to that also, but I'm seeing you from where it started. So you can understand their origin as well as their establishment in the world and in India also. Then you know the Earth Summit that happened in 1992, and it was decided in Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit that every 10 years we will have the Earth Summit. For the thought about the development of the economical development, social development, to protect the nature for our future generation. That's why sustainable development has come into the picture. So you see, nowadays we are discussing about the SDGs. I think you people are knowing about the sustainable development goals. There are 17 goals are there. But again, UNEP has started this. Earlier it was Millennium Development Goal, that is known as MDG. At that time, MDG were having 8 IDGs and 21 targets. And now at times SDGs are there, Sustainable Development Goals are there for the world, and all over the world we are working for it, for the Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 goals are there. They all are interlinked. I will come to that of the SDG 4, SDG 13, SDG 1 and 2 also, because it's related to our discussion. So Honorable VC Saab already mentioned that this time themes of this Ozone Day, that is this usually celebrate on the 16th of September every year, 1994 onwards. It was decided by, but Montreal Protocol happened in 1987. So just brief about that. So fixing of ozone layer as well as the climate change protection. There is a mitigation and adaptation of climate change. Okay. So what is that Montreal Protocol? Just a brief about that. Till now, 2016 revision, 197 countries have ratified the treaty. Here I want to say one more thing, that you know that whenever the international convention or conference happen, generally you that these much UN nations establish or establish when it is when the rule and regulation or objective of that particular international convention or treaty, they are going to make law in their own country, and when they make the law in their own country, it means it is ratified. So this is the one UN treaty ever that has been ratified by every country on earth. This is a very unique things you will know about this Montreal Protocol. Yeah, I was telling that there are 94 UN countries and total 197 countries of the earth are there. And This treaty was ratified and signed and abided by every nation of this earth. So that's why it's important, and that's why when everyone comes together and to work for the ozone protection, because it's for all. If something is going to deplete your ozone layer and the stratosphere, definitely you are going to be affected. The whole world is going to be affected. This will not see any differentiation between different nations. So that was the reason discover the ozone hole issue, and then it has taken care. And that's why when the 197 countries are come together to protect the ozone layer, that's why our ozone layer is nowadays protected. I will show you how. One more thing in that, because the ozone treaty, when ozone treaty come into the picture, I always remember the name of Mustafa Kemal Tolbe. He was a very important, he played a very pivotal role for this protection to every single human being. And that's why, because of his statement, each country of the earth come together to work for the protection of ozone layer. And he was the director of the UN program, UNEP, from 1975 to 1992. Actually, he came from the Egypt. He was the president of Egyptian Olympian Committee, and he came in 1972 Stockholm Conference, and he was nominated as deputy chairperson of the UNEP. Actually, the Stockholm Conference, Maurice Strong was the first president, and he was the deputy chairperson. So later on, after 1975 to 1992, he was the chairperson of. Thank you, sir. So that's why, and because he played a very pivotal role for this Vienna Convention as well as the Montreal Protocol. So always remember his name, because and later on you see the IPCC 1988. It is established for the Intergovernmental Panel on the Climate Change. So you see, Montreal Protocol has taken many round of. There's a conference of parties. The member of this conference participate to protect, and you know the Kyoto Protocol and the Paris Agreement. Have you heard the terms? These two terms, Kyoto Protocol. Any one of you? What was Kyoto Protocol? Actually, here I want to mention that because this year the theme is that we have to protect the ozone layer as well as the climate change, because it's a play a dual role. So here I mentioned for 2008, 2012 first phase, 2013 to 2020 second phase, and it end in the 2020 when the Paris Agreement come into the picture. So happened just because of the UNFCCC that was established in 1992, and then there was a third conference of party Japan. Kyoto is a place in the Japan where this protocol came into the picture, where that developing countries and developed country have the different target to cut down the greenhouse gas emission. But you saw major developing countries denied to be the part of the Kyoto Protocol. Kyoto Protocol has not been accomplished. Protocol accomplished because everyone come together to protect our ozone layer. That was the reason. The US was not signatory of the Kyoto Protocol because US was emitting more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Okay, so that was the reason. Here, that's why I mentioned the CFC and HFC are greenhouse gases. The chlorofluorocarbon has phased out in a different Montreal meeting. Conference of Parties meetings has happened. Palace CFCs, then HCFCs, and now HFCs. Here I have given one comparison that the larger global warming potential, if carbon dioxide is having a global warming potential 1, then the CFCs and HFCs are having 4,000 to 11,000 more harmful in comparison to the carbon dioxide 1 molecule. So that's why CFCs was cut down and later on HFCs has been come into the picture. So in Kyoto Protocol, there were 6 gases which was nominated as greenhouse gases. You all know carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, PFC, perfluorocarbon, and sulfur hexafluoride. These gases, economical progress. So that's why Kyoto Protocol is having some different lining. Those countries which are developed, they have to cut down more. Those countries we are developing, they have to cut down less. That's why they were not agree with the Kyoto Protocol. And later in 2016 onwards, Paris Agreement came into the picture where temperature should not rise or rise up not more than 1.5 degrees centigrade by 2050. So nowadays, India is working towards, our Prime Minister has given that target. We will be the carbon neutral by 2070, because developing countries has given some more time period. So these are there, so understand it properly. As I mentioned, there is some ozone depleting substance alternative and greenhouse gases, high global warming potentials were there of CFCs. That's why first CFCs, then HCFCs, then HFCs has come into the picture, because they are having less global warming potential. So dual role was there. One thing is the ozone depletion, another thing is the global warming, greenhouse gas.
And now is the time for an exciting moment to acknowledge the remarkable talent of our students, for which the graduate and undergraduate students must have been eagerly waiting. We conducted an essay competition in order to celebrate the International Ozone Day. The theme for the essay was the ozone layer, a critical factor for the planet's climate and life preservation. More than 50 participants from various departments of Jamia Hamdard, including Department of Biotechnology, Department of Botany, Biochemistry, Computer Sciences, Nursing, and Pharmacy, took part in this essay competition. We are honored to have had the expertise and wisdom of our esteemed judges, Professor Mahmood Zafar sir from the Department of Botany and Dr. Sayyidur Rahman sir from the Department of Biochemistry. Their meticulous evaluation has led us to select the top 3 essays that truly encapsulate the spirit of this occasion. So we are about to announce the awards. The award for the first winner goes to Samir Khan, Department of Biochemistry, School of Chemical and Life Sciences. The second prize goes to Tabinda Farooq. The second prize goes to Tabinda Farooq from Department of Biotechnology, School of Chemical and Life Sciences. And the third prize goes to Tuhina Saurya from School of Pharmaceutical Education and Research. Tuhina is here. Can anyone on her behalf take the certificate? Thank you so much. And now is the time for expressing the gratitude with vote of thanks. I request Dr. M. Iqbal R. Khan sir, the Deputy Director of CESD, to deliver the same.
Very good afternoon to all of you. And I'm just celebrating and concluding the Ozone Day this year, right? So first of all, I would like to thanks and all the praise to the Allah who gave us the strength to run this CSD and conducting such programs to ensure that the environmental sustainability is more important, and the new generation like you and us should be very careful about the environment. In the starting, Dr. Fazlur Rahman Sahab started with a verse which is very beautifully in Surah Baqarah, and in that verse, Allah has commanded to us a duty that what are the human created by the Almighty, and we have been bestowed by the various things like the sky, water, land, and so many things which we have been blessed. So we are going to remember that these are all are sustainable. These are all should be sustainable. And as a human being, we have the responsibilities to choose and create the best things to us. So Ozone Day is celebrated on 16th September, but today is a holiday in the university, so we postponed. And each and every year we conducted this type of the days. And this is the global reminder for the critical role of human being to protect our environment. And the ozone layer acts as a vital shield, as Sir told, and it protects us from the various harmful UV, not various, against the harmful UV radiations. And in recognition of these things, Ozone Day is intrinsically linked to the Sustainable Development Goals, as told by the Sir, especially the SDGs 13, the climate action, and SDGs 15, life on the land, because we are on the land and life in the ocean also. So on Ozone Day, we rejoice the power of the global cooperation to heal the sky and shield our health and safeguard our planet. Let us remember that when nations unite, we can mend even the most fragile of layers and breathe life into a sustainable future for all. By safeguarding this protective shield, we are not just protecting our skies, but preserving the very essence of life on the earth. So on the behalf of CSG team, I express gratitude to Janab Hamad Ahmad Sahab, Honorable Chancellor of the Jamia Hamdard, and Professor Dr. M. Afshar Alam Sahab, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Jamia Hamdard, for always guiding us in the right direction and for knowing what is best for us more than we do. We are highly thankful to the VC Saab who always support and shows a dynamic leadership, especially when we are talking about the SDGs. And thank you, sir, for all initiative, the directions we are making in the CST. I express thankfulness to the respected Dr. M.A. Sikandar Sahab, Registrar Jamia Hamdard, for all the support rendered to the organized today's event. It is honor to us have Dr. Shakil Sahab, Principal Scientist and Environmentalist from Division of Environmental Sciences, IRI. It's a very reputed institute, all of you knowing that. For this memorizing talk and how being and making people environmentally awareness can facilitate conservation of our environment. And living sustainably can ensure a safe living earth. I express gratitude to Professor Adil Saab, the Director CSD, for his guidance and support throughout the conduction of today's event. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team very motivated and Director Coordinator Dr. Monica Saifi for their involvement and willingness to take the competitions. We received 51 essays on the said topic, and Professor Mahmood Zafar Sahab and Dr. Saidur Rahman Sahab, they critically evaluated all the 51 essays and concluded in 3 best prizes. I thank the Hamdard Convention staff, Computer Center staff, including Mr. Mirza Rahil Beg Sahab, and Scholar House staff, Mr. Tanveer Sahab, for providing all such support. And last but not least, the students. Students who took the part in the SS competition are very well written and they express the thoughts, but we have to decide it about the 3. So all the students are very thanks, and thanks to all for listening. Thank you, sir.
Expressing gratitude is an essential part of any gathering. And at this juncture, I would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to Iqbal sir for delivering the vote of thanks. Now, let us stand united as we conclude the formal proceedings with the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. Finally, I invite all of you to take part in a delightful high tea in the lobby area.